Right, ladies and gentlemen, just another little review I do. I want a pair of lightweight summer trousers that'll get the job done, ain't going to cost me a fortune, okay? Because I haven't got a fortune. So I've been looking about. I have a reasonable idea of what a good pair of trousers. You can spend a lot of money on trousers, especially if you go like the Norwegian route or the Swiss route. Don't know the company names, because I'll tell you what, I've seen some of David Fryer's Kegs and so forth. Bloody good bits of kit, but that's nice if you know they cost a bit. But as I agree, you get good money. It's spiraling against me now. The wind's kicking up bad time. I want to go through this anyway. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I've done is I've tried to source a cheap, common man type of bush trousers that will get you buying bushcrafting. Okay, LHF02 Oz has done one that are 30 quid. Okay, it's an excellent pair of trousers, and £30 isn't unreasonable to pay for a pair of trousers. But the ones you're looking at here are Dickies work trousers, and I think I paid 16 quid off eBay for them. I will drop a link in, but it might be an idea if you just like look around the different trousers. If you don't always have to buy what I'm saying is half decent. So I'm going to take you through these. Really tough material, poly cotton, not quite as heavy as denim, as in jeans, but you never want to wear them because once they get wet they never dry. They cost me, as I say, 16-17 quid, a little bit of postage, nothing more than that, and they will get the job done for me. Again, we've got brown and black edging. There's a little bit of contrast there, look like a little bit of clayish, and again they've got a double reinforced knee, which is okay. And I'm going from this decent pair of bushcrafting jackets, that don't cost a great deal, and you haven't got access or the skills to use the sewing machine. Okay, so as we go around, we've got two pockets here that are patch pockets and sewn directly on, which is good. One thing I will say is when you sit down like this, I'm going to show, hopefully this will come out, anything in your pocket, you've got to be careful, it'll start coming out. So what I would do is either get something to put a couple of press studs in there, or hand sew, and anybody can do that, and if you can't, get something to show you. A piece of Velcro, probably about 1.5 inches from there, so the Velcro just closes, whatever happens, that part of the pocket. So that's something, I can't just say these are the dogs what's it and not point out something that's going to mean you may lose important kit, like a pocket knife, which should be attached anyway, or a ferro rod or something like that. So that's what you're going to have to do on that. It's got a large cargo pocket here, again 2 bits of Velcro. I would want another strip there, but they will get the job done. And as we go down, standard pair of trousers, quite a nice piece of double lined material on these, keep your knees a little bit protected. And on this side, again we've got the other pocket, is a small little pocket. I think they designed that for mobile phones, which have probably got a bit bigger since then, but they'll take a ferro rod and that type of stuff in that as well. So, and as we go around, there are 2 patch pockets. I've never been too enthusiastic about putting anything other than maybe your wallet in there, because if you have a trip or a fall or a slip or a slide, whatever's in there is going to help to injure either your hips or your rear end and that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I ain't going to keep it too long. Half decent pair of bushcrafting trousers that'll get the job done. Don't cost a lot of money. They've got the normal belt loops, but one thing I will show you. Watch this. This is a belt I've made for a pair of trousers. Is as we go round, and it is a point to note as well, they've got an elasticated side. Now if you're out in that Ulu for a couple of 3-4 days and you ain't taking in that calorie intake, your trousers will become very loose. I am speaking from experience, and there'll probably be a lot of old soldiers and people that have done, you know, intense time outdoors in adverse circumstances that will be nodding as well, because it's true. So you have to have a belt, okay, and that helps because you don't want heat loss. You know, like when you get what they call a builder's bum, it stops all that happening and that as well. I've done this belt. I had a really interesting chat with somebody about a belt they're designing, a survival belt, on Facebook today, just before I come out to do these. But literally, this is 40mm webbing, 2 lots sewn together. Okay, you get your waist size, put it through, and there's obviously the hook that side, the loop that side. Easy to do. This is how you fasten it. pull it round. Now I'm quite happy that that is never coming undone. There's no buckles, there's nothing there to dig in me belly, me gonads or anything like that, okay? That's how I like a belt, and it cost me, the belt cost me almost nothing. You know, I don't know what the material cost, probably about $150 for the materials. And that goes all the way around there. That's quite happy, that's more than robust enough to take any small items like a, you know, your knife, a first aid kit and that sort of stuff. It's not a military belt, but costs nothing. I'll might even do a review, because I've got an idea I might be making a survival belt, or just getting the time people in it. I love all that stuff, but just getting the time. So there we go. That's the belt I use, and it's quite simple. Velcro, closure belt, and that's what, about 10 inches of Velcro. Don't put 2 inches and expect it to hold. That's as hard as I can pull it. The Velcro, I've put this round a scaffolding bar before. Not the first one I made, I used to make them when I was in the army. And put it on there and literally done pull-ups on it, okay? So that is quite an effective closure system. And again, you've got no like Fastex buckles or anything like that digging in you. And again, you can get some nice belts now, the bigger belts. I was looking at them today. Again, going back to a conversation which I've had with a designer on the internet, a very positive one, because I've given him some hope. Well, no, he's said that's fine, you know, I really appreciate that bit of advice or a heads up on something. But that's it, that's my belt. Will go on any pair of trousers, and that's a, you know, well under 20 quid, pair of bushcrafting trousers that will get the job done. That's hard wearing material, but not that thick that it's not going to take ages and ages to dry should you get wet. So ladies and gentlemen, there you go. There's my black and brown trousers. I will be doing just a couple of mods to these, because there's no way, this is just me, and you can do this at home. See this stitch in here, I'm going to unstitch that, so that's open like a pocket. Put a piece of very thin, it's the stuff you get like from Tesco's, it's got the silver on one side and the blue on the other, meant to bring a little bit out and show you. Just cut it to size, slip it in there, although I'm going to cut around that pocket, so when I'm bending down, yeah, and then it's easy, you know, you put one hand on the inside of the trousers, just sew that back up again, so I've got that protection. And not only that, when I'm kneeling down, and you're doing it constantly, people, you're not getting your wet knees, you're not getting your wet joint, and you're not getting sort of wet trousers. And we've all done that, gone down right on the stone, all down it, or a bit of a log or something. So that's the only modification I see me doing with these trousers, okay? I'll just see how much time I've got left, because when I want to do it in decent format, I only get 9 minutes on this camera. I'm just going to come back in again. Alright, good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. Before I lose the light there, what I'm going to do is show you my original pair of pants, just as a contrast to the ones I'm going to be doing next. And you don't have to spend a fortune to make yourself a decent pair of Kegs. What I've got there, and I think it was £15, a standard army green pair of trousers. Not the British Army denims, because I won't wear them, because I know they're polyester to the max and they will mend. This is just 100% cotton trousers, quite robust, very lightweight material, because I know from experience, if you get caught, you get wet, you want your kit to dry off. The only thing that's going to dry you off when you're out in that Ulu is your body heat, people, or if you're lucky enough to be round a fire. So what I did then, it had the normal army style pockets on the side, patch pockets, and patch pockets on the back, not indifferent to the ones I've just shown you, the black and brown ones. So I just sat there, and it takes a long time to do, people, so, because I've had a lot of people, Matt, can you make me a pair of trousers? Yes, if I want to give away a week of evenings of my life, so probably not, no. Phil did show really interesting. He got the very, very prototype, the brown ones, and I know he speaks quite highly of them. This is, you know, your common man's way of doing a pair of trousers, okay? And I am up for making my own kit, kind of what I'm noted for. So what I did then, I just stripped the trousers down, and you see this inner seam here, alright, this is a big bugbear on that. I had to sit there at night, probably watching YouTube films, and unpicking it all. So the trousers were flat, right? And all that bit, up to about where the crotch is, and a bit beyond, as you can see, that's where the sewing's got to. I got the sewing machine all the way up to there, without deconstructing the trousers too much. I was able to lay them flat and put some pouches on. Now you might think, blimey, why are them pouches so high? They were okay down there. But them pouches, when I've got them on, my hand, my fist, comes to the bottom of that pouch, okay, like that, and I don't have to keep continually bending all the time. So if you can see me there, that bottom of that pouch comes to there, hence I've lost a little bit of that pocket, but I'm not too worried about that at all. I don't particularly like the pockets here, because anything in them, if you have a trip, slip or fall, anything in these pockets is quite close to your man tackle in there, and I don't like that, and I've seen people come a cropper, so that's not a problem for me. Also what I did, these are Velcro sided, it's 400 denier Cordura nylon, which is very strong but not heavyweight Bergen material, which is 1000 denier. This is 400 denier, and I like the actual clashing of the material, very much like a Gurkha, which is like the Russian, I was going to say they're mountain warfare troops. They have some brilliant cold weather robust clothing. Not going to go into that. Also what I did then was sew on a square. Inside there is a piece of foam mat, the padding, okay, not the big thick military stuff, because that will just wear on your knee. That's the thin stuff. You get it quite cheaply from Tesco's. Absolutely does the job. Okay, I'm going to kneel down all the time as I'm doing now. I'm going to have a bit of padding there. Everybody hates getting a bash knee, and what I'm going to say, it's going to insulate me from the ground, always very important. Now I use these trousers all the time, ladies and gents. I'm going to sit up here because you're looking at the pants, not me. And one thing I do, and if you've got gaiters, excellent, but I wear these trousers all the time. Where I go mostly, yeah, and I'm thinking about all the training areas all over the world I went, there's always something that'll like dig into your crotch, you know, like the thorns, the rose bushes and all that, because at times we make our own gaps to go through places rather than looking for gaps. So what I did there, while it was flat and that was open, so there's two big longs there, all I've done there with the same 400 Cordura nylon is sewed it round there, so that gives me a robust patch. It's just the material, that's the padding, that's the material on there. I'll speak a bit louder because a lot of things are conspiring not to let me do these films, so I won't let the aircraft knock me off too much. Because what I always found is nice boots, socks over the boots, trousers. As you're going through the long grass, the elephant grass, and it's everywhere, even where I walk my dogs, top of the trouser gets wet, okay, if you haven't got this on there. It then wets your socks. The socks, obviously, capillary reaction, take it down inside and soak your boots, okay. So all I've done there, and even where I used to go, the plateau and all that type of stuff, it's going through the bushes and the brambles and that sort of stuff, and that just protects my legs. I once saw Barry, bless him, he came in a pair of shorts, and by the time we got up exactly where we're going, it's only to the plateau, we're not talking about any robust training areas, he had quite a few cuts and scratches, like, oh, we sorted out with a bit of a, you know, a clean down and that, and but that's why I always have that, and I will always have that on a pair of trousers, okay? Maybe not these, don't know. I haven't decided on these. But ladies and gents, there's Max Tight Wadge trousers, okay? Very cheaply. That there, what you're looking there, nice little pair of bushcrafting trousers. Didn't cost me 20 quid, but it took me a long time to make them. And a lot of that's the pain of unstitching. So I'm going to turn it over now, because there's always two sides to a story. And again, you can see that the pockets are high up. I'm just going to walk over and make sure I've still got that in shot, because I wanted it quite close. And yeah, I have. Yeah. Something else I did while they were flat. So we're looking at the rear end of the trousers now. Two nice bits of Velcro closing that pocket. Again, back of the legs protected, but it's two. Well, they are squares, but so these are. When I sit down anywhere like I'm doing now, temporarily, I'm not going to get up with a damp bottom, because again, it's going to lead to getting a cold bum, miserable, don't need it. So I've actually sat on, sewed on two squares of, well, what should we call it, body protector. And again, it will, if I sit in anything, there's a spike in it or anything like that, you know, or sitting on a thorn, it will give me a modicum of protection. And what we'll see here, do you remember what I said about the trousers? I weren't kidding. I unstitched this bit here, the top of the belt line, and then put in a piece of elastic, and you might be able to see it. I sewed it there, pulled the elastic over, sewed it there, and then literally pulled it tight on my machine and run that through. So you see what I've done? The other trousers I just showed you add it at the side, but I think that's an incredible little feature on a pair of trousers. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. They are my Mark II. The wind's going to kick in now. I'm going to keep going. They are my Mark II trousers. The other ones were well, I've given them away now to somebody who took quite a fancy to them. So ladies and gents, on that, very sold with this sound design. From this, everything evolves. Now, having trialled these for over a year, I can't think of a time, there's very few occasions, only when I've been wearing these ones, I haven't worn these, get the job done, you know, every day of the week and twice on a Sunday, and don't going to cost you the earth, because that's what it's all about. I'm aware that, like me, everybody ain't got loads and loads of money. Hence, these ones are not too bad. You don't need to do like any great deal of sewing, but I can. So what I've got here, and again, it's a pair of well, Dickies Red Hawk trousers. Again, sort of under 20 quid, and let's lay them on top. Okay, let's just drag these out of my sewing pile. I'm going to swear, if you're a lady, please put your fingers in your ear now, or of a, you know, a shockable disposition. These ones, when I get time, I am gonna mod the shite out of these, okay? And that was a swear word, okay? So, what I've learned from these, I'm gonna put into these, okay? And I'm just gonna sort of update me design on how I want them. So, a lot of you do like to see a bit of sewing. I'm really, actually quite surprised people take an interest in what I can sew up, and I get as many comments and PMs about that as I do anything else that I do bushcrafty or wild camping wise. But there's the baseline pair of trousers. They've got a little pocket at the side, military pocket on this side, because they are a pair of workman's trousers, and don't get me wrong, for some of you that actually might work. You've got a long pocket there and a shorter one there, and I believe that's where your hammer and stuff like that can go in there. I personally wouldn't put like a small axe in there or whatever, but on the back, again, makes it easier to get off. They've got some patch pockets, and as you can see, at some point I was slowly unpicking these, so I get that clear back for putting them on. So ladies and gents, there's a little taster for the future, for the people, and if you're not interested, you're not going to be watching this anyway. I'll have bored you to death already. These are my new bushcrafting trousers that are going to look not unlike them, but from the experiences I've got of them, I'm going to mod the shite out of these ones. And if anybody wants to, I'll do that as a very short tutorial of how I actually do it, and all the unpicking, and how I come to the various sizes of the pouches and so forth. So there you go. There's only so long you can talk about a pair of kegs. Well, actually 3 pairs of trousers, but that's it, ladies and gents, and hopefully that's of interest to somebody, and we'll crack on with that. For me, getting like the trousers done is just getting the time. I'm sewing up bits and bobs for people, waiting for some buckles come in. Very annoying situation that is as well, but as soon as I've got all that done, okay, I'm going to start, you know, doing some stuff for myself, and I've got 1 or 2 projects in mind. So ladies and gents, bushcraft jacket, bushcraft trousers, won't break the bank. We all haven't got a fortune to spend, so just going back to my tightwad roots. I'd like to say, thank you very much for watching. Hope I haven't bored you, and take care and be safe out there, people. Goodbye.